Hi everyone, welcome to Must Read Monday. My name is Dabney. I'm the young adult librarian with the Twin Lakes Libraries and I use they, them pronouns. For today's episode, we are going to be looking at some books for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The books I've chosen are mostly from some of the most recently published books this year that we have in our collection. We have a lot more on the way. I'm very excited about. Currently we don't have our books from our April order, so these are, you might be like, this is not so new, but they're from basically like March and back. But yeah, we've got all of our April books coming. I just submitted my May book order. Super excited for all these books to come in. So yeah, we're going to get started with the selection I've got. So first off, we have X Marks the Spot by Gloria Chao. And we also have some other books by her in our collection, like Rent a Boyfriend and When You Wish Upon a Lantern. So this one looks really great. It's about Gemma, whose grandfather has passed away, and to get her inheritance, she has to go on a treasure hunt, and she has to go to Taiwan to do this. So she's she never knew her grandparents. I don't think she's ever been to Taiwan. So it's a whole lot of new information coming at her. And to get to Taiwan and kind of work on this treasure hunt, she has to team up with her rival Xander. And it says, soon Gemma discovers that the treasure hunt is about much more than money. It's about finally learning about her family, exploring her cultural roots, and maybe even finding true love. So, check it out. Then we've got The Scarlet Alchemist and The Blood Orchid by Kylie Lee Baker. And we also have another duology by her in the collection, The Keeper of Night, The Empress of Time. So check these out. This one, the main character, sorry if I'm getting pronunciation wrong, Zalan, she is an alchemist, and the thing about alchemy is you cannot create good without also creating evil. And she lives in southern China, and she's been using her alchemy to raise the dead in order to get by. Then she gets the chance to go compete in the imperial exams, and so she's off to the capital, and she's trying to put behind this, raising the dead behind her and not do it anymore until the crown prince comes to find her and wants her help because he thinks he could potentially be assassinated. So it says, the more Zalan succeeds in her alchemy, the more she gets caught in the dangerous political games of the royal family. There are monsters lurking within the palace walls, and it's only a matter of time before they and secrets of Zalan's past catch up with her. So this is book 1 and book 2. And then we have, this is not the newest book by Lone Let, but this is the one that we currently have. The other one is checked out at the moment, but it's a pho love story. And it is about two teens whose families own rival pho restaurants. And so they've always kind of avoided each other or whatever. But it says Bao and Lin, who've avoided each other for most of their lives, both suspect that the feud stems from feelings much more deeper than friendly competition. A chance encounter brings them together in the same vicinity despite their best efforts, and sparks fly, leading them to wonder what took so long for them to connect. But then, of course, they immediately remember. Can Lin and Bao find love in the midst of feuding families and complicated histories? Looks very good. And then we've got another series here, The Last Bloodcarver by Vanessa. This is the first book. Second book is his Mortal Demise, which I love these covers, and I like that this one kind of looks like stitching. So I'm going to read this one. Nika is a Bloodcarver, a cold-hearted, ruthless being who can alter human biology with just a touch. So a lot of people fear Nika and Bloodcarvers. They think they're like assassins that are just out to like kill people, when really like she has the power to heal people. And then she gets caught by the butchers, and a mysterious girl garbed in white, and she doesn't want Nika to kill people. She wants her to use her abilities to heal the last person who saw her father's killer. So Nika's like trying to figure out what's going on, and ends up crossing paths with Vin, and who is an alluring, entitled physician's aide intent on casting her out of his opulent world. So like they're getting close together, and she's trying to find out what happened, like who killed this man. And it says her only chance to survive lies in a terrible choice: become the dreaded monster the city fears, or risk destroying herself and the future of her kind. Then we have Breath of the Dragon by Shannon Lee and Fonda Lee. And this one I've talked about before, but it's about June, who's dreaming of proving his worth in the Elite Guardians tournament, fighting not only for himself, but the fate of everything he loves. And in this competition, let's see, he was forbidden to participate. His father thinks there's no future for him as a warrior because he's not breath marked. But he's determined to be the next guardian, so he stows away in a wagon on the way to the capital to the tournament. And it says, as June competes, he quickly realizes he may be fighting not just for a better life, but the fate of the country itself and the very survival of everyone he cares about. Sounds good. Okay, and going a bit quickly, I'm not going to read the full summary, but we've got another series, A Drop of Venom and A Touch of Blood by Sajni Patel. And this one, the main character, she is attacked, thrown into a pit of vipers, and despite getting bit all over, she survives, and now she has the ability to turn people into stone with her blood. There's also a famed monster slayer who is out to get her, but he doesn't know that the monster he's been sent to kill is none other than the girl he wants to marry. So this seems very epic. And there's a map. Then I'm just going to show you a couple more. So we've got If You're Not the One. It's really cute. When Mimi Went Missing. This one is mystery. And Bingsu for 2. This is another one that's kind of like the main character is leaving like his, kind of like the expectation his family has set on him, and starts working at a different cafe and goes like viral online. It's kind of in a fake dating situationship with, real feelings. And I think that looks super cute. But this one is the one I'm like most excited to read. They Bloom at Night. And it says, since the hurricane, the town of Mercy, Louisiana has been overtaken by a strange red algae bloom. Noon and her mother have carved out a life in the wreckage, trawling for the mutated wildlife that lurks in the water and trading it to the corrupt harbor master. When she's focused on survival, Noon doesn't have to cope with what happened to her at the cove or with a monster itching at her skin. Mercy has never been a safe place, but it's getting worse. People are disappearing, and the only clues to as to why people are disappearing, and the only clues as to why are whispers of underwater shadows and warnings to never answer the knocks at night. When the harbor master demands she capture the creature that's been drowning residents, Noon finds a reluctant ally in his daughter, Covey. And as the next storm approaches, the two set off to find what's haunting Mercy. After all, Noon is no stranger to monsters.